Hello and welcome to today's video. This video is all about the books that I plan on reading in the month of January. For me, there are not a lot of books on my TBR for the month. Just a couple. I have strangely paired them up just with like books. So without further ado, let's get into it before I drone on too much. The first set of books that I plan on getting to are two books that were actually lent to me, and I really need to finish them so that I can return them to their owners. The first one being The First 15 Lives of Harry August by Claire North. This book was lent to me by my lovely boyfriend Brandon. He really wants to talk about this book, which means I really have to read this book. And I did start it a while ago, but it's one of those books that I really want to get through in one go. So in January, I'm going to put aside a decent amount of time in order to read it all. So I'm going to restart this book and hopefully love it just as much as Brandon does. The second book that I plan on getting to, I borrowed from Danielle, and that is What Once Was Mine by Alexandra Braswell, I believe. She doesn't know where the dust jacket is for this, so I don't know where the dust jacket is for this. Just a black book isn't super interesting, so I'm gonna superimpose the picture of the book on the screen. This one I started to read for October, our prompt of read a Disney retelling that you haven't read before for our book bingo, and I really wasn't super enjoying it, but I do still want to finish it, which is why I'm going to be reading it now. It is a Rapunzel retelling, so I kind of know the story already. If you know Disney's Rapunzel or Disney's Tangled, you know the original story. This one is twisted, where instead of healing, her hair kills. So I am interested to see if I end up liking this book or not, because so far I haven't liked it and I've left it alone for 2 months, but I need to get to it. The next two books I actually borrowed from Brandon's mom, and they are both Freida McFadden books, and if you have been under a rock, you don't know, but if you've been here, you know that both Danielle and I discovered Freida McFadden in 2025 and have absolutely loved her. Ash has also read a couple of her books, but I don't think she's gone as crazy as Danielle and I have. The first one that I plan on reading so that I can return is The Tenant by Freida McFadden. Just like Danielle, I like to go into these books kind of blind, so I don't know much about it, but of course, you're going to see the description on the screen in a moment. The second one that I plan on reading is Do Not Disturb by Freida McFadden. Again, I like going into these blind. I like how dark and twisted they are, so I am super looking forward to finding out what these books have in store for me. The next two books that I want to finish in January are books that I've already started. I just did not get time to finish in December, or at least not when I'm filming this on December 31st. So the first one is The Christmas Company by Alys Murray. Of course, this is a Christmas book. I probably should have finished it before December 25th. I did not. I am more than halfway through, so I do want to get this done. It is a quick and easy read, so I don't think that it's going to take me too much time, which is great because sometimes you just need a quick read. This, like the name says, is about a Christmas company that is being shut down. The owner dies and his nephew takes over, and it's kind of like a Scrooge-esque feeling situation. The Christmas company does put forth a play every year of A Christmas Carol, so they do have a Scrooge, and there's a lot of similarities and imagery of the main male character and calling him Scrooge and him not liking Christmas and figuring out why that is. It is a Hallmark Publishing book, so it is light, it's fluffy. The writing itself is pretty big, so it's easy to fly through. And yeah, so I'm a little over halfway through this. I will either finish it today on the 31st and get it done in December, or I'll finish it like super early in January, but I will be finishing this book in the month of. The next book that I plan on finishing in the month of January is The Executioners 3 by Susan Dennard. I very briefly started this one. I'm like 50 pages in, maybe not even. Yeah, no, I'm 19 pages in. So I'm basically going into this one blind. I do love Susan Dennard's writing. Her Luminaries trilogy is so amazing. I cried when it was over because it was over. I love her writing so much. I have enjoyed what I've read so far. Of course, 19 pages is not much, but I do want to get into this book. I want to finish it in January. I want to completely devour Susan Dennard's writing, and I can't wait to get to this. I do know that under the dust jacket, the book looks pretty boring until you turn it on its side, and I think that's really cool. I love any book that's got like a little twist to it, and I'm really enjoying Susan Dennard's work and getting through all of her writing, seeing her different worlds. So yeah, that's what I think about this one, and I really am excited to get to it. I don't know why I haven't finished it yet. I really do just need to devour her books, because if they're anything like The Luminaries and her other works that I've read so far, I really am going to enjoy this book. The last two books that I plan on reading this month are books that were recommended to me, but books that I have myself, kind of. So the first one is actually Danielle's copy that I've borrowed, but because Kayla gave Danielle a copy of this book that Danielle was going to give to me, and Danielle hasn't found it yet, so I'm borrowing Danielle's copy until she finds Kayla's copy that I'm getting, and that is Wayward by Emilia Hart. Based on Danielle's recommendation, I did listen to the audiobook version of The Sirens by Emilia Hart, I think in October, and I really enjoyed that. She did tell me that Wayward was better, but that I should go into it blind. So a lot of the books that I'm reading this month, I can't really say anything about, and I apologize for that, but I'm going to enjoy it, and you'll have to come back for my January wrap-up to see if I did actually manage to finish them. Yeah. So, Emilia Hart's Wayward is a book that I plan on reading in January, just because I like things that are twisted, that aren't as like cut and dry. I like the fantastical, and Danielle really liked this one. She liked it more than The Sirens, so I'm interested to see if my thoughts align with hers on this book. And finally, the last book that I want to talk about that I plan on getting to for sure in January is Tourist Season by Brynne Weaver. This is Danielle's favorite author. She's been telling me for months to read this. I did buy this copy when we were at Chapters together one time. Ashley has also bought this book on Danielle's recommendation. I am very much so looking forward to this book. We did talk about it a tiny bit in our first podcast episode about the Ruinous Love trilogy. So everything I know about that book is in there. However, there are a couple of spoilers that Danielle accidentally gave me in that video. So if you don't want spoilers, maybe don't watch that video until you've read the Ruinous Love trilogy and this book. But Danielle really wants me to read it. So I think it'll be fun to read based on what she has told me. in the most spoiler-free way possible. I think I'll enjoy this. It is a small town. Seaside town. I don't know why I keep wanting to say it's a small town. It's a seaside town that has a carnival, and the tourist season takes a darker turn than is expected. Chaos ensues. There's murder. There's love. There's fun. I don't know. I'm trying to go into this as blind as possible, even though I do have a spoiler for it. I want to try to experience this the way that the book is meant to be experienced without the twist known, even though now I know it. So yeah, that is the last book that I plan on reading this month. Well, that is a super quick video. I'm sorry, it feels like I said almost nothing this entire time. I really like going into books blind. While usually I have more to say and more books that I plan on reading, I kind of want January to be like go with the flow. I want it to be more free. Maybe pick up books that I meant to pick up in 2025 that I didn't end up doing. I have a couple of gift cards from 4 chapters from Christmas that I also plan on using at the start of the year, which means there's going to be new books that I want to tackle, and I'm really not sure what my reading is going to look like in January. So to play it safe, I've only got a very short number of books in front of me. I do want to focus on books that I think I'm going to enjoy in January. I think I'm going to try to get through as many physical books as I can. I know I've been really bad at that recently, and there are definitely still some ebooks and audiobooks that I plan on getting through as well, though I don't have any concrete plans for those this month. I have a super busy month at work and know that I need to prioritize time for that. So a short plan for reading this month is really going to help me focus on what I need to do. Of course, that isn't to say that this is not a decent amount of reading. Your average person reads like 4 books a year, and I'm looking at 8 for the month, which we all know I'll get more than, but we'll see. I'm interested to see how many books I actually get through, to see what my thoughts and feelings were. So definitely check back at the end of the month to see if I managed to read all 8 of these books, if I tackled different ones and postponed reading these, or what's going on where. But my plans for the month are pretty much up in the air. I would love to know what your plans for the month are, if you are going to try to tackle books that you didn't read in 2025. If this is a completely new year, so you're going to start completely fresh, you're going to try to tackle new books. If you've got books for Christmas that you now want to read, or anything, I would love to hear what your reading plans are. I look forward to seeing what Danielle and Ashley plan on reading in the month of January. And as always, happy reading. Bye! Oh, thank you.